We are going to do Area 51, restricted area, no trespassing beyond this point, photography is prohibited, use of deadly force authorized. We must have a similar sign at the Capitol.
Square craters, or craters with 90-degree angles, first of all, are not crater impacts that were caused by meteors or asteroids, is what I believe. Think of it. But aside from that, the lights that I've been seeing on the moon, to be able to prove that these are real ufology associations talk about UFO traits. And I've showed them many a times. As you see here, you're looking at a UFO trait right here in the video as this UFO or object, whether, UFO. A UFO, it could be debris or it could be a UFO, but sorry, UFOs are the only ones that change directions. Debris usually doesn't change directions, and you can see the heat signatures behind these UFOs as they're advancing. Had I never captured these UFOs, I would never have opened a UFO channel. Obviously. What about this object? Another cool finding. Simplicity. Watch the conversion. I'm going to quite simply convert it. That's an object that's stationary in the sky that was there for about an hour. It didn't move, and it was up over to the right of the sun. So it's an accumulation of many captures. And hey, that wasn't even on the moon. And when you see smoke, people say, well, why are you saying there's smoke? Why are you saying that the light's a big deal? They're just, pixels. No, but it's because pixels, honestly, they don't light up the surface. And you can see that with the surface being lit up here, I have no yelling to do. I have no proof to drag on and drag on. I enjoy showing people what I capture, but I'm doing this not to prove that they're UFOs. Everyone here knows that these are real captures. And you can't reproduce this, by the way, because after 5 years, I'm pretty sure someone would have attempted a little more than silly little troll videos like the hundreds of trolls have been doing. These are incredible captures. Again, at the live stream today where we're talking about teleportation. A very interesting subject, isn't it? Let's look at some more proof. It's lighting up the sky behind. So excuse me, there's a UFO coming out of the surface or coming off the east side of the moon from the dark side, and you see a shadow come up, and then this gigantic light that goes and sends this UFO plunging under the hazes. So there were many captures before I came to the conclusion that there were actual clouds or smokes or hazes on the moon. But again, look at that sky in the back lighting up. After about the first year having posted this one, seeing the lights around it at the back. And by the way, there are two UFOs here in the image that arrive, one beside the other, that light up the east side of the moon. So then theories I started going through, like, could these be bombs? Could it be something else other than a UFO craft? Drones? It could be anything. But either way, it's scary that it looks like it's coming from the surface. There could be a war going on up there. That's the scary part. Yep, again, one of my favorite areas. Copernicus crater is on the top left. Look at all the construction around there. Somebody asked me the coordinates of where I'm seeing these objects. Look, guys, the crater is right there on the top. I don't know if... Nice view, eh? See how close that is? Right, let's get into something incredible. I've showed you these UFOs, and it's a UFO fleet, which, by the way, should be in the news. You know how I show you details of them where the arrow is, it's coming out of the surface? Well, watch in the yellow arrow. You'll see one go by, and then you'll see another follow. But I don't know where the second one comes from. So, again, Mare fecunditatis, look at the proof that there's other UFOs, maybe even possibly coming out of the surface. We talk about it being teleportation, transportation. Right off the bat, it's a UFO fleet. You could see that. And it's traveling at very high speeds. The one over there in the circle is actually changing directions. So do you understand how long I've been studying and analyzing this? I showed you close up, literally metamorphosizing itself and or coming out of the surface. Come on. You see the black spot there? You can see the coming out. In the other circles on the bottom, I've seen other UFOs come out of there. Again, here's a UFO trade again. Signature, heat signature at the back. What do I mean by that big term, heat signature? Quite simply a vapor trail. As you look at this pipe and Theophilus and Cyrillus crater on top. The one on top is Cyrillus with the flowing object, either smoke, haze, or water. What looks like water on the surface. All this proof on the surface of the moon. And listen, lucky is not the word. I'm honored to have had the chance to be able to, capture all these things. But I don't care what anyone says. And all you trolls that say Bruce is no professional, that's the most incredible part. Because I found UFOs under clouds on the moon. It's definitely going to hit the news. Why do you think there's a disclosure? Why do you think they're going to talk about what's on the moon? I'm not alone trying to expose what's up on the moon. I'm not exposing any association. I'm exposing by my free will and rights what I believe is on the moon with my own equipment and telescope. And good news, there are UFOs. But then it gets even more incredible than that. Because some people say you can't just, see one light and consider yourself a ufologist or astronomer there. No, it's not my goal. I'm not here to consider myself anything. I'm here to share what I'm capturing with people. As close as this object is, I know most of you have never seen an object or light come down to you this close. Spiritual encounters or alien encounters do not happen to everyone in the world for whatever the reason. And for whatever the reason, some people seem to have all the attention from these alien beings. Why? Does it have to do with the connection and somehow the mind or I don't know. You see the shape around it? There's the light's missing around that shape that you see around the craft there. Don't forget there. Back on the moon, UFOs, smokes, hazes, these cloud-like objects moving by, gases inside of the UFOs will convert it. It's even more scary when you see it converted. Just an explosion of smoke or a reaction to the gases on the surface. And, it could be smoke trails. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, there's definitely someone up there on the moon. I'm finally happy to share this one with you. I showed it before, but it needs explanation. We're going to do a comparison. While you watch that UFO leaving the moon, that light that you see is stationary on the moon. It's because of the camera being out of focus. This light is not like the moon. Back it up, go back and look, and you'll see that this UFO craft actually has an intensity of light going up and down. I called it a craft. It's a UFO. It's not, you don't know if it's a craft or not. You could see that dark circle in the center where the light is cut all around that sphere. That black light's cutting it out. It looks like literally HARP beaming across the ionosphere. I don't know what the heck is going on, but that object, ladies and gents, was 20 feet over my house, and it was clarifying the yard in my face like there was no tomorrow. Big beam in my face. So here's the biggest secret probably anyone would ever see or have the chance to see on the moon. And they're probably, I could almost confirm it, never going to talk about this. Watch this. As we're moving slowly across the surface of the moon, watch what happens to the light, and let me explain something to you. There are more than one UFOs here. You can't see them because you don't understand what they look like, and obviously I haven't explained it yet. As that UFO disappeared, look at the other ones here. Their lights, they'll disappear and you'll see it leave. Oh, do you see the darkness? That's how they hide on the surface, inside of those lights. Let's see another example. Look at that one on top. White spot of smoke, right? Watch this. I know, because I've been watching them for hours and hours at a time. So now it disappeared, probably hiding into that haze. Dana Shiver, I love you, my friend. She says, leaves me a wonderful message and a beautiful contribution. Thank you. Lydia de Arcangeli, merci vraiment beaucoup, surtout pour la généreuse contribution et cette fabuleuse message. Merci, Sylvain Autrota. Thank you so much. We party all night long. Aliens on the moon, they must be mighty. They're up there sitting down in that pontoon. They drop everybody off in their belly party. They pop and they jump and they come in here so soon. Yeah, aliens are up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mighty on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.